Thank you everyone for allowing me to speak this evening. My name is Dave Bauman. I'm Chief Technology Officer at TentCraft. For those of you who may not know, TentCraft is a local Traverse City company here on South Airport and Cass, south of South Airport. And we specialize in custom branded promotional tents and anything in between. We're talking promotional tents, flags, table covers, you name it. We can fabricate it and provide it. So what I was, and as you see some of our work here throughout the years, that we've been able to do for large national brands. What I wanted to talk about today is called thinking outside your CRM. So we recently went to use Salesforce, excuse me, as our CRM, customer relationship management software. Partly because we wanted that cloud service to be able to engage with our customers, track all the information from leads all the way to the final opportunity to selling of the products, and then even customer service beyond that. I've been on the team now for about 4 months, and what I've noticed is that it's a wonderful SaaS, software as a service application, Salesforce. And where we're going with it is really also into the PaaS, the platform as a service. Does anybody here use CRM, Salesforce, or other higher apps? Okay, so quite a few people would know the benefits of using one of these applications to track all of your client engagement and customer engagements. We're at the point where, even beyond that, we're looking at really pushing the boundaries of the information that's within the CRM, and also to see how we can sort of go beyond that, the information that we're capturing on our customers within our production process. So I'm just going to quickly show you, this isn't a Salesforce demo per se, it's more about what we're doing with the software and where we're going with it in our company. So as I said before, the CRM, Customer Relationship Management application, is a true SaaS component. We use it to capture all of our web leads, so anything that comes in from our web forms from the client goes right into Salesforce. Our chat, everything that we can do, we push it right into Salesforce automatically. So that information is there, so our sales team can then follow up within, we try to do 15 minutes to half an hour that they will then engage the client after they've had that information, and then they see their list in Salesforce, so it's a great tool from that respect. We deployed this in April of this year, 2015, so we've been on it for about 4 months. I want to say before that it was a good 3 or 4 months that it took to work with a third-party consulting firm to help with the integration. It is a very robust application. A lot to learn, a lot to get your process involved. Initially, I said we used the CRM capabilities to manage the sales and marketing interaction with the customers, but what we realized is that there's so much information out there, from the lead generation through the opportunity through the actual customer service, that our CRM is somewhat evolved beyond the CRM into what I call, it right now is an ERP Lite. We're handling a lot of the production capabilities within Salesforce, and we're sort of even growing beyond the capabilities that it offers. And so I'm talking today about what we're doing to take that information and move it beyond to the next level. One of the applications that, as Chief Technology Officer, one of the things that I really wanted to do was first learn the business of TentCraft. What do we do? What's our secret sauce? And then so I sat with each and every team that we had to sort of understand how they use the software, how they do their job in the context of the software, and see if there's anything I could do to make that more productive. So one of the teams that I sat with was our fulfillment team, and what they required was a seamless method to capture the images of our tent. So we do all the fabrication here in Traverse City, the printing, the actual frame construction, and some of our tents right here. And before we actually left leave the facility, we put the tent up. We actually assemble it to make sure that it meets the quality control that we're looking for. What we weren't able to do, though, is the information that our production and fulfillment groups had. I'm talking fast. I'm sort of nosing the clock over here. The production folks actually would want to share this information with their clients, with the other people in the group, to say, hey, this tent was fantastic when I left it. There were no smudges. Everything fit perfectly. But what they had to do was they wanted to be able to take a picture of this particular tent. I said, we have all the client data, we have all the opportunity, the jobs, everything that's going on. Why can't we make a more seamless approach than taking a picture, plugging it into a computer, uploading the images? It was just a tedious process. So one of the things I wanted to do was basically create a mobile app that would work on both Android and iOS, varying the size. We have tablets and phones and whoever is on the production floor. I chose a hybrid approach to the app because of the fact that I didn't want to develop 2 native applications, both in Android and iOS. So what we came up with was what I call our fulfillment application. What we do is for any particular job that we have during a day, we know what's going to ship in a particular day. So our fulfillment folks actually open up their mobile app, and this is from today actually. They go out and pull the job, and then when they actually have that job, they can take front, 3/4, and side view pictures of all the tents. Now what that does is that goes from taking a camera, walking across the shop floor to plug it in, to download the images, all that kind of fun stuff, to basically walking in here and taking 3 pictures and they're done. They automatically get uploaded to their client's information. And what you get is, within Salesforce, you see all the pictures listed there, and then a picture of the tent that we produce. All seamless, it takes seconds versus, and then at this point, they're much more engaged to actually do this information, provide this information. Since my time is up, I'll quickly go through the second app. It's a data visualization. So the idea behind this, again, is we have all this customer data, but how can you share it with the other people in your organization so that it makes sense to them? How can you capture the information so they can share it to other people in your organization? Again, in this side, the quotes requested from the website basically provided an email and a phone number, but that's about all we got. We didn't want to have form fatigue. So what I did is create another application using the Salesforce APIs and some tools they provide to, down here, Ruby uses the language, JavaScript, some D3, to visualize where those calls are coming from. So it gave our sales folks an idea of, hey, if I get a phone number and email, I don't want to call California 8 in the morning because we weren't giving any context to where that was from. So what I wrote was an application that took every phone number and actually split it out by area code and mapped the area code to some geographic data that we had from the Census Bureau. So I could take the area code, map it to a particular county in each state, and that would just quickly visualize where these calls are coming in from. So that would allow our salespeople then intelligently make a decision on where the information is coming from. So 2 ideas again. I want us to present ways that we take this data that we get from our customers and even internally, share it across the organization. And as we're getting more involved with Salesforce, and there are people here that use it, I'd love to look to get some sort of Salesforce user group going because it's a huge application, and there's a lot of opportunities to really go crazy with it. Questions? Yes, sir.
The data are you using Mongo database?
No, so the data it's a streaming API from Salesforce. So basically, I go out, I request the data, it comes in, and in that particular, I did create a database of all zip codes and county names throughout the U.S. that I have. It's just a Postgres SQL database, and all that's there to do is basically say, here's the information, hit the database to get the county name per the area code.
Cool, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Your photo one. App that you developed, the first one?
Yes.
Is that now a Salesforce app, or is that just internal?
No, so what I want to do is this is all internal to us. So I control the application distribution. I basically, at this point, we're only a couple devices that this is on. I am one of my projects is to actually take that and actually create an application platform for our company, so people can actually test flights is a popular one. So we can actually distribute those applications without me going to pulling a device, uploading it, and setting the search and everything on my machine. So this is just an internal app that's just for our company. Joey.
What's the the training and educational timeline for your staff on an app like this?
Honestly, I gave it to him. It truly was. You grab the job and it lists the jobs that they actually have in their job sheet, and they take pictures. It really was that. I said, here's the app, and they just, I really did, work with them beforehand to sort of understand how they use it, how they would use it in the context of their process flow and their standard work. But I try to make these apps as simple as possible so that anybody who is training, anybody who's handing off training can say, this is a no-brainer on how you use these apps. And again, it's all about capturing the data and making sure it's provided to the decision makers in the group is my key focus. Any other questions? Oh, yes.
How old is TentCraft, and how big was your database when you converted to Salesforce?
TentCraft, I'm going to have to defer to some of my colleagues here. Matt Bullock is the president of TentCraft here.
So TentCraft is a separate company, about 8 years. And then the import, we didn't import everything because we had piggybacked on brick infrastructure, which was really messy, dirty data. Yeah. And that salespeople basically had there were probably 37 Disneys in there and 27 Fords. So we basically decided that we would import what we could and then start over and then put the onus on salespeople to update information. So it wasn't.
We're under 2,000 records. We're about 17.
I'm learning Salesforce right now.
Yeah.
for the community sailing program. And we're just now importing our data. It's quite a process.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. There was the decision just to pull the Band-Aid off, you know, instead of keep limping around with data that wasn't very good or wasn't very useful. And then one thing that we have done is I think we have a really clean database now because we can require certain fields and prevent duplicates. So, but there was a process where I'd say, okay, all this other stuff isn't as good, but it's got really good data going.
When I was in sales, I had a 3x5 card file. I used to joke about calling it my digital file.
Yeah. I mean, we had some salespeople had notebooks, some salespeople had Google Docs, we had Excel sheets. You know, some people had little database. So if someone fell out of a hot air balloon, like, really all that information went with them. And so now it's all.
When I first saw this sales, I was just in awe because that's what I had envisioned 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And what
There
we're
is a Salesforce user group, by the way, in Traverse.
Oh, there is. Okay, so we actually talked to our rep, and she actually did not believe there was one that just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, it's a big one. We just hit 100.
Oh, really? Nice.
Wow.
So, and even beyond that, so what we're talking about, you have a minute 20 left here. We're again moving forward. I'm looking to advance our ERP functionality. I'm in the middle of right now of actually writing an inventory management application within Salesforce that allows us to do real-time inventory management. Again, with a mobile device on the floor, we actually do the auditing on a monthly basis. So that before it was a tedious process. Now they can pull up their phone, pull up the SKU, update the number, and then just move on. You can do custom widget development and just about anything you want within Salesforce. It's a very, very robust platform. That's why I almost refer to it as a PaaS as much as a SaaS. The IoT, Internet of Things, is one of the things that we're looking at doing is like, what can our machines tell us? We have certain cutters and certain machines that can actually provide information on how long a job ran, what its overall runtime is, so we can look at utilization rates to really dial in how long something is going to fabricate and take, and is there anywhere for us to continue the improvement on that time. We have a very strong ping pong culture at our company, and one of the things I was looking to do is a ping pong challenge app. Is basically, again, this is the things I do for fun. I know I'm the nerd, but it's the idea is that we have all of our employees in the database, and there's some really big ping pong players in there, and there's really some fun things we can do with Salesforce to make brackets and bracketology based on, again, the data that's available to us. So yeah, well we'll see. That's my free time. That's what I like to do for fun.
So meeting's Tuesday and Thursday nights.
It is okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
Are you using RFID at all in your inventory management?
We're not. We're certainly looking at those type of technologies that we can easily and quickly grab that information real time.
All right.